Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got the ultimate final of this impromptu, unplanned best of three between Necrotechnica as the Salamanders and Vrax as the Death Guard. We're actually opening with triple Nurgle Cultist, a Poxwalker Slave, a Temple of Disease, and a Scourge Generator. Whereas Necrotechnica is going to go for a couple of Scouts, a couple of Tech Marines, a Forge, and a Plasma Generator. So this is quite exciting. I've done no pre-watching of this whatsoever. I'm going in bareback, baby. We've slipped off the condom just as the way that the great-grandfather, Christ blessed and damned his name be, would want it. Vrax has gone for the same company as the previous game. He's gone for company number 7, allowing him to get Mortarion out in the later stage of the game, giving his Nurgle Lord some bonuses in the form of... oh, what do you call it? It's like a plague where anyone within cover nearby him loses their cover bonus. Also upgrades all the plague spewers and any flamer-esque kind of... well, not flamer, but the Nurgle variety of flames, which is just spray and pray, I suppose. Necrotechnica going to go for the tried and tested Thunderfire Cannon, showing a lot of use out of those Thunderfires in the previous game, as they were sat around the back lines, adding to the overall DPS of the Razorbacks and everything else that he had going for himself. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. I've been waiting for this for Lord knows how long, so we'll have to see how things go while everyone captures their bits and bobs, their nearest and dearest, as some may be inclined to say. First Thunderfire Cannon out on the field, looking to maybe potentially sit on this ridge. Highlight of the last game was the Thunderfire Cannon not being able to find the stealthy Plague Marines that were hiding in the corner over here. Not sure if Vrax is able to pull off that same kind of level of stealth for a second time. And do remember that Necrotechnica has got the all-important mission. He's got to do it in this game, otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he'll just lose some big boy points. But he needs to get those 5 smitheries up. Absolutely critical. Even if he loses this match, he'll at least lose with honour and dignity as these scouts come over onto the Death Guard relic. Won't be able to get that decap as the Pox Slave has managed to get a listening post on top of it. But the scouts are going to ignore them and go straight for this critical location as the Nurgle Cultists will mosey on down. As we've seen multiple times in this game series, Nurgle Cultists versus Scouts, and Nurgle Cultists win every single time. Scout Squad just kind of not really wanting the critical location. They're being very polite. Oh, for a second I thought they were going to do the old hide in the woods thing. Nurgle Cultists being caught by surprise though. Will lose a model. But actually, he says that they were able to win strap. Ah, there we go. They'll if they re-recruit one lad, they should be fine. But Scouts managing to get 2 models, which is 2 more than they have done in the past, so clearly benefiting a little bit from experience, learning from those who came before them, as that Scout Squad does get wiped out. More cultists down here, doing the same to these scouts around this critical location in the centre. Thunderfire Cannon not wanting to come out too far, as if it's caught out of position, it can be chased down in melee combat by the Nurgle Cultists. I'm going to go for a very quick tier 2, it has to be said. And some Scourge Generators as well on the back lines. Are we going for any tier 2s on this side? No, not quite as yet. There's just another Thunderfire Cannon. Crazy days. So double Thunderfire Cannons already out. And Nurgle, they're being a little bit risky here, as they haven't really got anything apart from cultists out at this present moment in time. But they are about to hit that tier 2. So they've also got a bit of a flirt as well going on, so I imagine they'll be spending their pocket money on any useful things. In fact, actually just spent it all. What have they spent it all on? Oh, just loads of Scourge Generators. So probably going to go straight into some vehicle play, I imagine, as the Salamanders just kind of chill out roundabouts over here. Not being aggressive in any way, shape or form. Both players kind of really not wanting to give up any major material or resources in the early game in the form of losing any models. Just playing the long game here as the Poxwalker Slave moves over onto northern side. potentially going to be building up a plasma generator on the slag deposit. Might even be doing the same on the south side, but Thunderfire Cannon will spot these cultists. Have a couple of little pot shots at one. Almost taking out one model, but not quite. It's narrowly surviving. Vrax with the take and hold victory countdown doesn't need to really press any kind of aggression at the moment. He is happy just to stay in the middle, forcing the Salamanders to come out of their hidey hole. Double Thunderfire Cannons, best of friends. Moseying on down. But nothing major going on. We do have putrid missiles, so the Havoc Marines will be useful against infantry as well as vehicles. So that's quite useful. Economy at the moment is 128 and 50 compared to 128 and 60. So slight advantage to the Salamanders. First anvil of the, in fact, double anvil coming down. Plague Havocs spotting that Thunderfire Cannon and will take it down more or less straight away. This other Thunderfire will need to turn its attention away from attacking maybe, and maybe run back home. As one volley of missiles take out that scout, well, take out one model from Scout Squad. Almost taking out a full Thunderfire Cannon with a second volley there. Yeah, this is not an advantageous situation as that Havoc just absolutely goes to town on that scout. Showing him that he is not just a missile lad, he also has options as well. Let's go for some scouts advanced training there. So, what is it? Razorbacks and snipers? Is that the way forward? Even though you've just kind of like lost all your scouts, I mean, you've got one squad down here, I guess. So are we able to go for at least one unit of lads? Oh, deja vu. Have we not seen this before? Have we gone back in time, maybe? I could have sworn that Poxwalker already made that exact motion over there. A Rhino. Okay, a Rhino. So what's the plan? What? Get some Primaris from the Furnace into the Rhino and transport them around and kind of use your superior maneuverability. Gonna go for a Razorback over yonder here. An assault... Okay, an assault squad, right? So we're swapping up tactics a little bit. Changing things from what they were in the previous games where just two solid lines of fire going up and smacking into each other. Maybe a more potential maneuverable motion for the Salamanders for this game. As the scouts kind of be thrown away here. One model gonna go down. That scout sniper training not really helping them at all. Got this Rhino over here already been taken down by the plague belching thing on this listing post. Very unfortunate. Not quite really what you wanted to do with that Rhino. Do have a scout that's now infiltrated. And going to go for a Death Watch veteran from the Furnace. Guy's going to be slinking around over on the northern side of the battlefield.
Yes, Captain.
Still no major engagement at the moment. It's very peculiar. Vrax going to go for... he's on 3-minute countdown now. Assault Squad jumping over this side to just decap this critical location for the moment. I don't think he's going to stay around and try and capture it. Let's go for War Gear Bionics level 2, so these guys will be a lot more stable and tanky. There we go, getting that decap. Are they going to stay? Should they stay or should they go? Oh, there we go, they're going to go. Wise choice, Mr. Necrotechnica. Do have a Death Watch veteran now going to mosey on in to pester and ponder these Plague Havocs. We do have a Foul Blight Spawn with some serious damage with that little Plague Belcher there, or Plague Spewer. Death Watch veteran going down more or less straight away. But triple Razorbacks. Cultists will not stand against that for too long. But double double Plague Havocs certainly going to be causing these vehicles a problem. We're doing quite a solid amount of damage against the northern Plague Havocs, but not quite able to get too many things down. Got some scouts on the way there. And, I mean, yeah, okay, they'll be able to do quite a lot of damage with their sniper rifles, but I think that their main occupation here is to break the morale of these Plague Havocs. just to reduce their accuracy on their overall DPS, allowing those Razorbacks to get in there and do quite a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, look at that, almost perfect pathing there. Oh no, he says, and then they bunch up together. Oh no, that's unfortunate. For a second I thought maybe the Omnissiah blessed these Razorbacks with perfect movement, but nope. This guy's just kind of just like parts himself over on this side. One Razorback very low on health. Both of these guys going down in sync as these scouts over yonder with their heavy bolter.
How can we serve?
Bit of an unusual engagement, that. Not too sure what the plan was there. Going to be re-recruiting these Razorbacks. 100 blue and 85 green. Can't really go wrong with that. And they're going to go for tier 3. So what, they're just going to throw things in just to keep these guys occupied until they actually get the bigger units out? Got all the cultists over here. Fully fledged squads. But yeah, 7 is their maximum number. Unusual to see that many cultists. Especially when you know that the Razorbacks are coming. Listing post over here going to be harassed and harried as a second furnace has been built up. More assault marines. Where did the first assault marines go? Must have died off screen. My wonderful minimap presence not doing us any favours. Jeez, look at that one volley from all those Plague Havocs, taking out almost all the scouts there. We do have some cheeky flies adding to the vision of the... In fact, let's just see how much that vision does. But no, never mind. We've got stuff going on over here. Feckle and Nalmal being popped down behind these assault squads as double Nurgle cultists creeping in the bushes like a cheeky mister at your local park that your mum told you not to talk to. Oh, actually, with their mass numbers, go and take out the assault squad. If they stick around, they need to move. But I do believe that Vrax is concentrating on the maneuvering of these vehicles over here. Does some flies and a malignant plaguecaster going up against this tech marine. Very odd plays, I must have to say. But the assault squad does manage to survive. Now going to come out and harass these plague marines. Do have a Nurgle Dreadlaw out, but all these listing posts have been upgraded with some las cannons, firing a sickly green hue at the Dreadnought. They're not doing all that much damage, in all honesty. Nurgle Dreadnought will try and also punch a hole in the backside of the Razorback and the Plague Havocs. Not going to worry too much about these tanks in the base, although they are losing some scourge generators, which is defo not what's on the cards for them. One Razorback goes down, second Razorback on the way, third one. Well, actually, this is just a regular Rhino. The ugly duckling of the Razorback family. But yeah, these listing posts are doing very little damage. I mean, how much damage in total? I mean, they're just missing quite a lot of the time. There we go, about 50 per hit. By the looks of things. Not amazing, I have to say. We've got some possessed marines. Oh, I don't think we've seen Nurgle possessed marines before. Very nice. Extended neck on those bad boys. Flies around everywhere, having a look at everyone. Plague Havoc's moving out of the base, relying on the Nurgle Dreadnought to take care of the Rhino and the Salamanders Dreadnought. And there we go, look at this. This is what it's all about. Plague Havoc's using all their firepower to take care of these things. As the... Oh dear, that's unfortunate. The foul blight spawn being thrown around by that Dreadnought. Some more assault squads engaging in glorious hand-to-hand combat with those Plague Havocs as a Predator is now out. Also have... What are you? You are some... You are a Terminator squad going toe-to-toe with the possessed marines. Didn't seem to be doing all that well. Especially not in close combat. You have a Plague Burst Crawler. That's what you're called, a Plague Burst Crawler. Knocking these Terminators on their backside, forcing all these tanks all the way back. Plaguebear's Crawler getting their own possessed Marines. Can't imagine it does too much in the way of friendly fire damage there. 188 and 100 for the economy compared to 161 and 95. Going for tier 4 now for the... Oh, is that tier... Yeah, tier 4. Roman numerals always confuse me. Promethean Cult and a Vault of Remembrance. All the big units soon to be online for the Salamanders. And a cesspit for Vrax. Gonna go for his own tier 4 as well. Where's the fire coming from? You're coming from over here. One cheeky Razorback slovenly walking into the base. And constantly going to go for the scourge generators. Want to keep that mischief online. By constantly making the Death Guard have to move backwards and forwards. Do have the Bloated Rhino dropping out. A bunch of lads over here. Yeah, they'll be able to weather the storm. Potentially getting another listing post down. We'll turn their attention to the Razorback. As this Flamer doesn't seem to be doing all that much damage to these guys. Flame resistant are the Plague Marines apparently. But while that being said, double Predators in the base. A Plague Burst Crawler not going to do all that much against these guys, but we do have a Plague Predator online now. This lad, he's been upgraded with a big old Flamer with a dragon on the front of it. Which is quite cool. Well, I suppose more Drakes, aren't they? Salamander Predator goes down. One more on the way out as well. Barely doing any damage against this Plague Predator. But to be fair, he's got triple Flamers on him. What more do you want from him, really? Plague Havoc's over here. Having a look to push into the base, but not quite getting there. Now being surrounded by these Terminators. These guys have really overextended here. They've lost their Bloated Rhino, so any avenue of escape for these guys is going to be long and drawn out. And the Terminators, armed with double assault cannons, really going to squeeze the pus out of the Death Guard's good day. Some more squad capacity increases for the Death Guard. And have they... I suppose... No, they're still relatively... But no, their blue money is actually significantly more than the Salamanders. Even with all the harassment in the base. Salamander Dreadnought trying to get in close combat, but will be shot down quite nicely. Got double Predators with double twin link las cannons. And some Plague Bear has been summoned. Ooh, quite nice. Slow moving, hard to kill, much like their human brethren. Got a Soul Calibur-esque sword or dagger in their hands. We do have... What are you fighting these guys? You are a Primaris Aggressor Squad. Been teleported in, but to no avail. As this guy just kind of lies on the floor. Now the Plague Marines push onto the northern side of the Salamander base. Anvil being rebuilt. That was destroyed earlier on, I imagine. Bird Anvil down here. And a Sicarian Punisher Assault Tank. Now this is quite the serious monster. Especially against a infantry-focused build. But then again, double Predators are going to counter this Sicarian Punisher quite nicely. And unsupported, not quite going to scratch the itch of killing the Death Guard here. And it's not a cheap unit, I imagine. Not a cheap unit at all. But he's at least able to keep these guys distracted while Necrotechnica saves up his money for something, I assume, quite big. You see some more scouts, more Terminators. Terminator Assault Squad being teleported down here. But yeah, at the moment, the Salamanders aren't really building up anything to take on these Plague Predators. I have to see what they go for in order to take them on. What's coming out of you? You are another Dreadnought. Don't know if the Dreadnoughts are holding up all that well in this situation. I mean, they'll be outmaneuvered by the Plague Predators. They get blown up by the Plague Havocs. I think with all this anti-vehicle stuff going on, maybe focusing a lot more on your Primaris aggressors, and maybe some artillery to support your push forward. This poor Tech Marine over here, taking everything in the face, as a second Smithery is online, and a Thunderfire cannon adding to their fire as well. One Plague Predator goes down. In fact, hey up, I might cast a curse, I might be wrong. These Plague Predators focusing on the listing post, ignoring the Dreadnought, allowing him to turn one inside out. Over on this side, we do have double Dreadnoughts moving out past these Blight Lord Terminators. We've been upgraded with double Auto Cannon Reapers. These guys are just going to circumvent the front lines and go straight into the Death Guard base. Important decision needs to be made here. Do they keep on pushing into the Salamander Fortress, or do they just go back home? Listing post once again being taken out. Anvil as well from these Plague Havocs. The Dreadnoughts are giving up. They're going straight for this Temple of Disease. Not sure if this is the correct play to make. As I mean, what kind of... Yeah, we've got all the float in the world. You can just rebuild this. No drama whatsoever. We are going to see a Plague of Ages. Oh, there's Mortarion. Hello, how are you doing? Well, certainly, with the help of Typhus the Traveller, cause all sorts of issues for these Dreadnoughts. We'll take down that Temple of Disease, though. So that is something. Over on here, we've got the Death Guard taking out an Anvil. So tit for tat at this present moment in time. And we've got Vulcan coming out, as well as a venerable Ironclad Dreadnought. Thankfully, they were able to... you definitely are... Yeah, you're a captured relic unit. So it's a good job that he started summoning Vulcan while they still had access to that relic. Otherwise, it would have been firmly denied against them. Light Lords having a look at the cesspit. Dark Apotheos Researcher Plague of Ages. That's where you can get their really, really big units out. And now almost like fighting on two fronts here. Taking out both the southern base near their natural critical location and going for the top side as well. Mortarion flying around, looking to strike on this Anvil as Vulcan comes out from Mighty Hammer. There we go, come on, have a fight. Beat up each other. There we go. Primarch on Primarch action. Lovely little fighting, synchronized maneuvers going on there. Vulcan not feeling too pretty at the moment. He's doing a lot worse on the health department, as Mortarion does have assistance from his loyal comrades. But we do have some Terminators adding to any form of damage that can be taking place here. Dreadnought as well, and Vulcan throwing down some fire as he collapses in a heap. So dear oh dear, by the power of ganging up on your opponent, Mortarion wins with half his health plus. This is a desperate situation for the Salamanders here, as their southern smithy is reduced to rubble. What are you going to go for, Necrotechnica? What is your plan to get out of this situation? Going to build up another Anvil. Regular Dreadnought on its way as well. And what? Oh, hello. You are a venerable Dreadnought in the middle of the Death Guard base. How are you doing? This guy is certainly nothing to mess with. Very tough. But won't stand up all that well against the Plague Havocs. We are seeing Mortarion return back home. Yeah, this Venerable Ironclad Dreadnought is not going to get that base trade he so hopes and cheers for. But it did at least push everyone, or at least attract everyone outside of the initial Salamander base. Salamander losing the forge, having to rebuild it. And Typhus the Traveller rallies his men to move back towards the main Salamander base. All the smoke coming out of these damaged buildings. It's going to take a miracle for the Salamanders to come out on top in this situation. 185 and 92 compared to 82 and 106. Not nearly as much of an even float as Vrax does. More Dreadnoughts coming out. Do have all the Dreadnoughts in the world going toe-to-toe with Mortarion. Mortarion doesn't mind that. Just bigger people to cleave with his deathly scythe. Have a little look at that Infeculate Nalmar as well. Just to expect the pedigree. And what are you firing? You're just... Oh, you're scouts with missile launchers. Okay, fair enough. Plaguebearer seems to be feeling a little bit down and out. But will be supported by double Plague Havocs. More Salamander stuff being deep stricken in. I assume it's more... Yeah, there we go. More Dreadnoughts. Do we see an infection? Well, an area of this land being infected. All the flies. For all the guys. Dreadnought dying his second death. Surrounded by the corpse flies and bot flies of the Grandfather's Cauldron. And yeah. More Dreadnoughts being brought in. Well, like I say, I think the time has came and gone for these guys. Certainly needed something a bit more. Not so much substantial, because the Dreadnoughts do kind of stand up to quite a lot of punishment. But need a little bit more backup, I think. You can't really send triple Dreadnoughts in anywhere and expect them to come out on top. Definitely need to keep them screened with infantry from the flanks, and maybe a lot of fire support at the top. Oh, good lord, where did you come from, Plague Feral Titan? Coming out of nowhere to walk the land. And with Necrotechnica seeing Mortarion and a Plague Feral Dreadnought, or Titan, sorry, he will throw out the GG. So, very odd game, I have to say, to conclude this impromptu best of 3. Lots of Razorbacks being thrown away, lots of cultists in that early game, kind of just standing around a bit, but it has to be said that we did get to see finally Primarch on Primarch action, which was very tasty all the same. So yeah, if you like the video, have a look at the Patreon. £1 a month does get you 1 extra game a week. There's a Discord where you can get involved in loads of games. Links in the description, all the usual stuff. Mine has been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never a chore. I will see you in a bit. Peace.